Bush wouldn't release the minutes of his meeting in Baylor with the heads of Mexico and Canada. Then they had the Banff Canada meeting a year later, and they wouldn't release those. Judicial Watch sued. Their 4-year Freedom of Information Act was successful with the suit, and they got the internal documents. And we have copies of these in the film. We wrote articles about it at prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. And the first thing they said at the meeting was, A, we've got to keep this secret. B, we are creating global regions for the global government. C, we're going to use the threat of man-made climate change to set up the taxing system for the regional and global government components. So we know that this is their funding mechanism, but now it's not secret. As I said, Ban Ki-moon, head of the UN, everybody's writing articles, giving speeches, admitting it. They've gone from lying about it to just throwing it in your face. They also talked in those SPP, Security Prosperity Partnership, NAU, North American Union meetings, about having it be a fad, working with the media, working with CEOs of media, and they were there. Hundreds of private CEOs are at these meetings, part of the discussion, part of the voting. It's a corporate government. It's a corporate takeover. They understand organization control. They're taking over. They understand paying campaign contributions. I mean, special interests have taken over. That's all this is, and they're raping us. And they said, we got to get rock stars behind it. We got to get Miss America behind it. We've got to educate the kids, brainwash them in the schools. And what they did is they used Bush, who was unpopular, saying he was against man-made global warming because he's uncool, he's corny, he's dumb, he stutters. Oh, it must be trendy, it must be cool. Because Bush was wrong on the Patriot Act and wrong on the war and wrong on all these other issues. Oh, he must be wrong about man-made global warming. Then we had people at Bilderberg 2007, and they reported here that Bush was going to do a U-turn and say global warming was real. He did that. So most Europeans in polls, though it's changing, believe in global warming because it's the trendy thing. Dumb Americans don't believe it. Dumb Bush doesn't believe it. It's trendy, it's cool, it's hippie, it's radical. It means you care about the penguins. In fact, give me a close shot for prisonplanet.tv viewers. Here's the Copenhagen, 15 Copenhagen. This is the website, and it shows penguins up here. And it implies that the penguins are all going to die and drown if the Antarctic melts. Well, most of the Antarctic is rock. Even if it melted, the different archaeologists have studied penguins. Penguins were once in tropical areas. They're actually in areas of Chile. Okay, the point is they're highly adaptable, but the ice isn't melting. Penguins are great swimmers. The ice actually gets smaller in the summer, bigger in the winter. But they point satellite cameras at it in the summer and show it melting and don't tell you that in the winter it gets bigger again. Same thing with polar bears. Polar bears almost die during the winter, and they put on most of their weight in the summer, and they go out and swim. But the media says they can't swim. Go to Encyclopedia Britannica. Polar bears are the best land swimmers. I know I keep saying that. I just can't get over it. Before I go back to your calls, a few of the other tricks that the climate dictators use. Look, if they can teach you you're bad and train you that all human activity is evil and a global government's going to run your life, regulate your life, and tax what you do, they have complete control. And they make it look trendy, and they sell it like it's a great thing, and they tell you every scientist believes it's real when the majority are on record saying it's a fraud. And they tell you that you've got to do it or the Earth's going to die. And they've got so many different tricks they use to sell this. And their whole world government is built around this system. And it's now imploding. It's now falling apart. Let's go to Jim in California, then Joe, Chris, Rob, Noel, Larry, Kathy, Alex, and others. Jim, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hi, Alex. Thank you
buddy.
for taking my call.
Thanks for calling.
I'd like to talk about the healthcare system takeover.
Yes.
This really bothers me. I've been in California. I got hurt 13 years ago, and I've been in the mini healthcare system of California, the workers' comp system. And I saw in the newspaper that Obama wanted to fashion the healthcare system akin to the California's workers' comp system. And I can tell you right now that they will do their best to kill you if you're seriously hurt or sick. That's just bottom line. And this whole thing is like a perfect storm brewing. And if they are...
Our entire economy is being seized. I have scanned over and had guest after guest with the 2,070-plus page bill. It cuts everybody's health care. It raises everybody's taxes. The insurance companies wrote it, as Dennis Kucinich, the ultra-liberal, said, to rob everyone. This is a scam. I mean, again, for those that just joined us, CNN today, Senate Republicans failed Saturday to eliminate $42.1 billion in cuts to Medicare home health care services in the health care bill. And that's a CNN whitewash. That's $42.1 billion a year. They want something like $500 billion in savings over the next 15 years just out of that. I mean, it is mind-blowing. Only a fake liberal could get away with this. Can you imagine if Republicans were trying to cut $42 billion a year just out of Medicare, sir? Can you imagine? And that's, look, Tom Daschle wrote the book. Bloomberg's reported on this, that the bill's based on saying above 60, you don't get eye surgeries. In Europe, they make you wait 18 months for brain surgery for brain tumors. There is rationing. It's eugenics. The same people that are running socialist health care write textbooks like Eco-Science, how you need to have your health care taken. Once they socialize health care, they teach all the yuppies and young people that, oh, your taxes are getting raised because of old people. We never had to ration care before. It's because government got involved that this is happening. I don't mean to be ranting here. It's just the oil companies write the cap and trade legislation, and the media says the oil companies don't want it. The insurance companies write the stinking bill to rob us, just like the banker bailout, the $700 billion, which turned into $23.7 trillion, again, according to Bloomberg and AP and Congress. And I have all those clips in my film from Congress admitting those numbers. They said, this is to unfreeze mortgages. And then the next day, October 4th, they said, we're not going to tell you where the money's going. It isn't going for mortgages. It went all to the banks. It's robbery. We have a criminal, illegitimate, global government raping us. Wake up, you stupid idiots out there. I'm sorry. It's just too much. It's too much for me to sit there and watch these eugenicists literally planning to kill sick people and old people and then saying that the insurance companies are against the bill when they wrote the stinking thing. Anything that comes out of Washington or the UN is a robbery because crooks run it, period. What is it you can't get about it? It's like if you had a next-door neighbor who you'd known for 10 years, who'd robbed you, who'd stolen from you, who'd lied to you. And now he's going to become the chief of police. You know it's going to get worse. I mean, what is wrong with these people? Look at Schwarzenegger saying San Francisco, that's 938 feet above sea level, is going to be completely underwater. It's complete bull. Then we pulled up the official NOAA levels and other levels. The water level has dropped in San Francisco. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I agree with everything you just said. I can give some examples of how they've treated people in the workers' comp system here in California. Like you'll get approved to go have surgery, and then if you have a complication from that surgery, they may not treat it. Also, if you... By
the way, I'm going to stop you right there. I want him to pull this up. Google the case for killing Granny. The cover of Newsweek a month and a half ago is the image of an old woman with her power plug pulled out of her respirator. And it says, we got to kill the old people. And then I showed the week before that, they had an article with a Grim Reaper leading somebody away, talking about how great it is people are committing suicide to get rid of their numbers. And then they teach kids, ABC News, with video games in Australia, how to commit suicide because their carbon footprint went up. The case for killing Granny. Yeah, that's the online article. Google the case for killing Granny Newsweek cover. Add Newsweek cover to the search. And then people won't believe me they're teaching kids to commit suicide. ABC News Australia. Google after that. Google or startpage.com, whatever search engine you want to use, Yahoo, whatever. Google this. Because people, you gotta see this for yourself. They have TV shows and video games where it teaches them that little animals are dying because of your carbon footprint and that you should die at age 11, that your carbon credit runs out at age 11. I appreciate your call, Jim. I'm sorry I'm ranting. The case for killing Granny, teaching kids to commit suicide. openly saying they want to kill old people, cutting Medicare and Medicaid. Oh, it's so liberal. You people are sickening morons. I told all you stupid communist liberals that in every case in history, big money takes all the cash and rapes you.